Morning, folks. So in today's episode, we are going to be installing some Maximum Motorsports subframe connectors. I got the powder coated black version. They also come with a seat bracket reinforcement plate, which is pretty cool. Helps a little bit of twist and keeps the seat a little more safe. In case you're, in a horrible accident, gives the seat a little bit more bite so it doesn't come flying out of the car. Now when I bought my Mustang about 10 years ago, it had these maybe homebrew solution subframe connectors in there. So I got to pull those out first, test fit the Maximum Motorsports, prep all the metal up, and start welding. Looking on the instructions, it seems like it's going to take about 3 hours. It says a home mechanic would take, I think it said 7 hours. We'll see. I'm not buying it. It might take a little while, since I have to pull mine out and prep the car a little bit more than most people would have to. Yeah. So done a few small things off camera, nothing major. I modified the harness. I got the Fox Body specific harness, which comes with the Ford 2-wire PWM out of their control valve wire. So I modified that for the GMLS style, which is inside. If you guys want an overview or an explanation, just let me know. I'll see what I could do. Added the TPS sensor. I made an adapter for that so I don't have to cut out the wiring. I put in my I got a 90 in there with 3/8 hose from a vacuum. I'm gonna add a vacuum tree, and then I got my map sensor in there. So I got those in. I'm going to next I'm gonna weld in a bung on the charge pipe, somewhere this area, once I get that all done, for the it's technically a manifold air temperature sensor, but it's the same sensor doing two purposes. I want to use it for intake air temperature, so I got to add a bung in there for that, which will be whenever I get to the charge piping, which will probably be after wiring and fuel system. Speaking of fuel system, the car's a bit of a mess right now, but we've pulled the old tank out. We've got the Aeromotive A1000 tank sitting under there for just a first test fit and to see how the fuel lines and everything are going to go. Make sure it all is going to reach, that I ordered enough line and everything, which I have. I guess before we go to time lapse of me cutting them out, we'll take the old ones out. I will give you guys a quick view of what they look like. They're janky, to say the least. Hopefully there's enough light. I don't know how these cameras do in the dark. So they're these chintzy little bolt-on with like a 5/16 bolt, just little tubes. They don't go the whole length of the subframe, because I believe the Maximum Motorsports go all the way to the end. But they came with the car, and now they're coming off the car. So I'm gonna grab some tools and we're gonna get them pulled out. Let's stick around. Well, that was more difficult than it should have been. Bolts were rusted through the frame. People call me from my day job trying to get me to do their work for them. But, so I guess a quick overview. The instructions are pretty clear on these, but the way they are installed is you've got this notched plate on the side that goes towards the outside of the frame on the front of the car. So as my driver, that's my passenger, and you got your mid plate that welds there, and then you're going to add a reinforcement plate on the bend point, which is about here. Then you're going to weld those in. So what you're going to have to do a fair bit of grinding on the car. If it gets powder coated, you're going to have to clean these up. Which, knowing that, I probably wouldn't have gotten the powder coated. I kind of assumed they were going to send these bare, so then you just finish the paint yourself. But that's all right. So my car's got those shitty wannabe tube subframe connectors out. We're gonna get these much nicer ones put in. Hey, want to take a quick break right here and thank our sponsor for this episode. Water. Fuck you. I'm drinking. Not my best work, but with what I'm working with, I've seen a lot worse. So we only have one weld left to go on this connector, and then we'll clean it up, primer it up, and hit some undercoating, and either move to the other side or move to a different project. Well, took me about an hour and 40 minutes to pull the old ones out, prep the underside of the car, get it up, weld it, paint it with a couple coats of primer. Not too bad, but the other side's gonna be harder. I don't have enough room to do the outside of it, so that's gonna have to wait. But yeah. Besides that, I think we're about caught up. Well, that being said, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe and all that shit. And we will keep you updated with all of the shenanigans we're getting up to here. With any luck, we'll have this car running by next weekend is my goal, but that feels a little lofty considering I'm waiting on parts still, but we'll see. With that being said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.